Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, thank you very much again for attending this lesson. We are continuing with more harakats. We are introducing you more harakats. Today we're going to be learning about Tashdeed, Shaddah, Tashdeed, right? Yeah, what is Shaddah? Shaddah is as it sounds. It's about making it strong. Impact of that vowel is the vowel that brings more impact on a letter. So this is a very, very important vowel in Arabic. So we're going to really concentrate on more on that so that you can really learn much about it. Okay, so let's learn about tashdid. Shadda. How does it look? This is how the shadda looks. It's just like a small W. It's like a small W on top of a letter. When you see this letter, this vowel on a letter, it means that on that letter you have to uh, express a lot. It brings that impact sound. If it's a B, like a bar, let's say you've got a bar with a shadda and fatha, it means that it have to be bar. You have to really uh, um, use more force to pronounce it, like ba ba. If you put it in on a lam, it could be la. You have to really um, it's like you are putting double letters on it. You put like a double letters on it. So um, very, very important that we know exactly how to pronounce this vowel here. It's a very, very important one. Right, so let's just go through them all. Also, we're gonna practice more with the other ones also. Right. Here I'm gonna be concentrating on the shadda, but you will see that we're gonna also just touch on the other ones also. Now, this is shadda, shadda, tashdeed, shadda, tashdeed, and this is a jazm, schoon, jazm, schoon, and this is a shadda. This is fathatain, double fathas, fathatain, and this is a shadda, and this is also shadda, and this is tanween, un, 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 eh? dhummatain, dhummatain, shadda, kasratain. Now, I think here we have been introduced to another vowel, but we're gonna go on this later on. This is the same as I said. If you see this is fatha muqaddara. They call it fatha muqaddara, and this is kasr muqaddara. Okay, so what these do is that wherever you see this on top of a letter, you sound it as a fatha. If it's on top, it's gonna be like a fatha. If it's underneath, it's gonna be like a kasr. So fatha muqaddara is used to lengthen, prolong, lengthen that letter. So here, fatha is a tanween. We're creating the word tan, but here we are prolonging it. Okay, so I just want you guys to remember that when we go through. Okay, right. Let's get examples of the shadda. Right, so let's look at the shadda how it works. So here we've got dal kasr, which is D, and there's a bar with a shadda. We've got a bar with a shadda there, but this shadda with a kasr, right? Meaning that this letter is gonna have a big, strong impact when you are really pronouncing it. So it's pronounced deep B, deep B, because of that shadda. You have to make double B there, deep B. Sin kasr, ba shadda kasr, sib B, sib B, sib B. Here the same, shib B, shib B, GB. C, B. Now, alif, dhamma, u, and be jazm. How do we pronounce that? Ub, 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 ubu. Now here you've got alif dhamma with the ba shadda dhamma, ubu. Here, because it's the jazm, it's ub, ub. Here, because it's a normal vowel, it's ubu, jubu, jubu, dubu. All right, more examples. Here, jab. This is jab because this is jazm. Now shadda fatha here, jabba, jabba, dabba, abba, sabba, shabba, ibbi. So here it's ib because it's jazm here. It's ib, ibbi, jib, jibbi. All right, I think we're gonna go into more examples. Okay, just like the last one, it's the same. Subbu, shubu, abba, ibbi, ubbu, jubbu, jabba, abbu, dabbu, jabbu. Okay, shabun, sabun, saban, dabba, dubbu, shabba, dibbi, shibbi, sibbu, subbi. More examples of these. Right. So here we're gonna just learn how would you see it in a jumla, in a sentence. How will it come? Right. As you can see here, the simplest way to read this sometimes is to separate these letters one by one so that you can combine them together. So I say Meem, this is Meem. Meem, Dhamma, it's what? It's Mu. Ba, Fatha, it's Ba. Mu, Ba. Yay, this is Ya. Ya, Shadda. There's a Shadda here with Kasr. Y. So it's Mu, Ba, Yi. And this is a Noon. This Noon is with Fatha Muqaddara, the one that I was talking about there. Once you see this, it's the same as pronouncing it as a Noon with Alf. But you prolong it. Mubayyina. Now you've got ta at the end with kasratain, with tanween. Kasratain, and you're now gonna say mubayyinatin. Mubayyinatin. Min. Min. Mim kasr, nun jazm. Min. Quwwatin. Min. Quwwatin. Min. Quwwatin. Thayyibatin. Thayyibatin. Use here. Yuzawijuhum. 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 Very, very important to understand, to see where the shadda is, which letter has got a jazm, and pronounce them as they are required. Nusawiya, nusawiya. Okay, sawala, sawala, sin, waw, shadda here. Sawala, suyyatihi, so sayyi, alif here with fatha muqaddara, sayyiatihi, and ha with the kasra muqaddara, sayyiatihi. Yatakhayyarun, yatakhayyarun. Kuwirat, kuwirat. كورت زوجت 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 سير زين لدي أول أول والذين والذين ثوب ثوب. All right, we're going to get more examples of this so that we all know. Now you can see this now. When you see a letter like this, there is a wow here with alif and lam. But this lam has got a shadda on it. So in a normal setup, if a wow has got a if a wow fatha, which is wa, has got an alif, it will be wa, these two. Now you're gonna prolong the pronunciation of wow because of the alif. But in this case, as you can see, there is a lam just after it with a shadda. So this takes out the alif. So this will be walla. Walla. Now you're not going to pronounce the alif here, will be silenced, will be ignored, and the pronunciation will be walla. Walla. Here you've got ha with alif, which is ha, and you've got alif again, which is supposed to say even more longer ha, but there's a lam with a shadda fatha. So that this alif that are in the middle here are all ignored, and you're gonna just say halla, halla. Same here, mim with waw, alif, that you're supposed to say mu or muwa, right? But because of the this shadda here is muwaswa, muwaswa. You're gonna ignore all of these ones here. Muwaswa, kaladi, kaladi, kaf, alif with lam, kaladi, hana. Here, this ha alif. You you gonna ignore all of this. So you can say hana, hana here. Noon, alif, na. Then here you've got ra, nari, nari. Here, hanna, nari. There's wow here with alif. You're supposed to say woo or wa, but because of does that they there with a shadda, wuzza, wuzza. Hamza, wow, with dhamma, it's oo, but because of the shadda here, it's unna, unna. You ignore the prolonging here. Fa kasra with ya with alif, you were supposed to pull here fi, but because of that shadda here, fissa, it's going to be fissa, fissa. Right, so let's get some of the examples of the Quran. You know, some of the words that you find in the Quran. Yeah, you can see there's a ya with alif, fataha. So it's ya, ya, first one. But on this ya, there is also alif muqaddar, which is going to increase the prolonging, and also there is a short madda on top of it. So meaning that this letter here, it have to be prolonged longer. Okay, so it's going to be ya, ya. Okay, that's how you pronounce this letter. Now it's going to be ya. So if it's ya alif here, there's ya with this thing. This alif is ya, but they want you to prolong these ya. Alif Fataha, it's ya, ya. All right. So this letter here, as we can see, this is we're gonna say ya. Then there's a ya here again with a shadda dhamma, right? Ya ayu, ya ayu, ya ayyuha, ya ayyuha. This word is ha with alif. There's alif again with a lam, and this lam with a shadda la. So what do you do here? The way we saw it here, this alif and that alif should be ignored because of that lam shadda here. So here it's the same. Halla is going to be halla, huh? Halla. The dal kasri is the, but there's a ya jazim. When it's like this, kasra and ya jazim together means that you have the prolong or lengthen the pronunciation of dal here. It's going to be ladhi and noon fatha na. Ladina. So how to pronounce this word? Ya ayyuhal, ya ayyuhalladhina, ya ayyuhalladhina. Okay, so we're gonna go into another example here. Alif with fatha muqaddara. We haven't gone through this, but I think we see it more and more now. Alif with fatha muqaddara, which is when you look at this, you have to prolong the alif. If it was just a fatha, we could just say but because it's a fatha muqaddara that allows you to lengthen this pronunciation of this letter, it's going to be amana sufaha'u, amana, amana. But with this noon, there's alf here. We're supposed to prolong the noon here, but we're not going to do that because there's a shadda here that is calling us, and we're going to say amana sufaha'u. Why are we pulling out here? It's the alf with the madda. This is the long madda. So sufaha'u, amana sufaha'u. Okay? All right, that's how you pronounce this word. Now, here's another word. Kalladina, kalladina. So, kaf alif plus another alif here is going to be kalla, kalla, kalla. It's kal, sorry, kal, kal. This kaf here, kaf alif is ka. And alif with a dal. So there's two alifs here. That's here. Two alifs. Kaddi, kaddihani, kaddihani. So all these one you're gonna ignore them, and because of this shadda here. Kaddihani. So that's the power of Tashdeed, Shaddah. Okay. So now here is what we're gonna say now. Okay. Aqimu, aqimu. If you wanna stop here, but it's aqimu salata. Now, because of the this shadda here, wow, alif, alif, all these ones here, we're gonna ignore them because the swad is calling you with a shadda. Aqimu salata. Okay. Alif fatha ya with a dhamma and a shadda is ayyuha, ayyuha, ya ayyuhan nabiyyu. Right. Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu. So that's how you pronounce those words. Okay, more examples. We're gonna be like sirrun, just shadda, sirrun, haddin, huttin, dhillin, dhillun, hubban, soffan. Yeah, soffan, qawiyun, marjuwan, waliyun, mukibban, sawiyan, utullin, muddan, summun, aduwun, shaqqan, hayyun, kullun, biyyin, biyyin, niyyin, niyyin, miyyin, miyyin, fiyun, fi, ni, niyin, niyi. So here on these letters, you can see that there's biyi here, but there's a biyi because of the fatah muqaddam. Biyi, niyi, niyi, miyi, miyi, fiyun, fiyi, niyi, miyi, biyi, biyi, nabiyina. When it is on the way now, but nabiyina. All right, we have come to the end of this lesson. It was a long one because I really wanted you to go through most of these examples. So practice these ones here, the Shaddah and also Fatah Muqaddara, so that you can really now start reading the words in the Quran. I would like to see you again. Thank you very much for attending this class. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.